Today, before the world raises its voice, there is a softer sound that already rises to the heavens. The prayer of those who wake up with their hearts turned towards God. The sun is still drawing its first traces in the sky, and there is already a soul who has chosen to speak to the Father before speaking to the world. The house is silent, the cell phone is still turned down, and the only sound that matters is that of the soul whispering, "Lord, in the morning you will hear my voice." It's not just a biblical phrase, it's a life choice. The choice to break the silence with reverence, not with haste. To start the day not with fear, but with faith. Because whoever talks to God first shapes the rest of the day under the influence of heaven. Lord, I don't want the first words out of my mouth to be complaints or urgencies. I want them to be words of surrender, of trust, of direction. I want my lips to wake up knowing who they belong to. Waking up and saying, "Father, I'm here," is an act of spiritual courage. It's remembering that even if nothing is resolved on the outside, everything can start to organize itself in here, inside the heart, inside the mind, inside the soul. Lord, hear my voice now, while there is still silence around me. May this prayer be the first sound to touch the sky today, before any other noise. May it bridge the gap between my restless heart and your throne of peace. Because I know, I believe, that you hear, that you lean in, and that my voice matters to you. And if the Lord hears my voice at dawn, then the whole day can be sustained by this invisible response, this peace that invades without explanation. The voice that rises first is the one that guides all the rest. May it be yours, Lord, over mine. May it be your love that wakes me up even before the alarm clock goes off. The first glance at the sky isn't lost on the horizon or confused with the colors of dawn. It's precise, full of intent. God sees before the city wakes up, before the cars hit the streets, before the voices take over the corridors of the buildings, before our own eyes even open. God's eyes are already on us. There is something profoundly sacred about knowing that we are seen before we are even productive. The world values us for what we do, but God values us for who we are, and He sees us as soon as the day begins. Lord, what an honor it is to have your gaze on me while I'm still stretching. To know that, even without saying anything, I am already noticed, already loved, already accompanied. Today, when I open my eyes, I want to remember that your gaze was already on me. And not like a distant watchman, but like an attentive father who watches over his children's sleep and rejoices with each new day when they wake up. It's this gaze that sustains me, that finds me even on my darkest days. Lord, look at me today with the same tenderness that you poured into forming the day. May I feel your gaze piercing through the fog of my doubts, dispelling the accumulated weariness, washing my soul with the light of your care. I don't need to make an effort to be noticed by you. Your attention doesn't depend on my performance, but on your eternal love. May this awareness accompany me throughout the day. I am seen, I am remembered, I am surrounded by the gaze of a God who loses nothing, who ignores nothing, who forgets no one. Today, while everything begins outside, I rest in this truth. Heaven is already watching me with affection, and that changes everything. Before any step, before any decision, before the mind is even fully organized, there is a silent priority that transforms the course of the day, talking to God first. This is not a religious obligation, but a positioning of the soul, choosing who will have the first word on everything that is to come. The day hasn't even started properly yet, but there are already demands waiting for us. Messages to answer, tasks to complete, pressures that have barely given us time to sleep and already want space in our hearts. But between the alarm clock and the first appointment, there is a sacred moment that defines everything. that moment when the soul, still between sleep and wakefulness, turns to God and says, "Speak to me first, Lord." Because the voice we hear first often becomes the loudest throughout the day. If it is that of fear, we will be guided by anxiety. If it's that of guilt, we'll walk bent over. But if it's God's voice, that still, small voice full of truth, then there's hope, there's peace, there's direction. Lord, I want your voice to be my foundation today. Let it remind me of who I am, what really matters, and where I should be looking. Before the world tells me what to do, I want heaven to remind me who I am in you. May the first minutes of the day be given as an offering on your altar, and may answers spring from there that no social network, no human advice, no productivity plan can give me. To speak to you first is to put your life in spiritual order. It means inverting the logic of the world to live the logic of the kingdom. And when this choice becomes a habit, something changes inside us. We begin to walk with confidence, even if we can't see the whole path, because whoever listens to God first walks with purpose. There is an awakening that happens long before the eyes open. It is the awakening of the spirit. While the body is still resting, while the muscles have not yet been called into action, the soul is already moving towards something greater. This is the subtle mystery of dawn, the spiritual awareness that precedes physical movement. How often do we wake up with a restless heart, feeling that something has called us from within, something that isn't sound or thought? It's the spirit being awakened by the presence of God. Lord, before my feet even touch the ground, awaken in me faith, discernment, and surrender. May my soul be the first to rise. I don't want to start the day reacting to everything around me, but responding to your voice, which whispers before sunrise. The awakened spirit anticipates what the eyes do not yet see. It discerns the invisible, prepares for battles that the body has not yet recognized. Lord, teach me to live from that place, where spiritual sensitivity is stronger than haste, where the heart meets you before being distracted by the demands of the world. There is something powerful about being awake inside before opening your eyes. It's like aligning the heart with the heavens before dealing with the earth. It's finding peace before you even know what the day will demand. Lord, may my spirit be ready even before my body fully awakens. May I feel your presence calling me in the morning like someone who calls a beloved child by name. Because when the spirit awakens first, the day begins differently. It begins with purpose, with reverence, with power. And I will watch. These words at the end of Psalm 5:3 carry a silent strength, an active posture that we often forget to adopt in the early hours of the day. Watching is more than observing. It's being aware, attentive, awake not only to what's going on around us, but above all, to what's going on inside us. After praying, after giving your heart, comes the time to watch. Because not everything that arrives in the day comes from God. Not every idea deserves attention. Not every emotion should be fed. Lord, teach me to watch like someone who guards a treasure. May I watch over my thoughts first thing in the morning before they take a turn away from you. May I watch the words I'm about to say, the decisions I'm about to make, the feelings that try to dominate my inner self. Watching is choosing not to live on automatic. It means noticing when fear tries to take the wheel, when haste tries to steal peace, when vanity tries to guide choices, and all this starts in the early hours. So Lord, after praying, give me discernment. May I not only talk to you, but remain attentive to your answers throughout the day. Morning prayer doesn't end when we get up. It continues in the constant vigilance of the Spirit, in the little alerts, in conscious choices. Prayer is a burning fire, and vigilance is keeping that fire fed. Because the enemy doesn't take time off, temptations don't ask permission, and the flesh doesn't stop fighting. But those who pray and watch walk with light in their eyes and firmness in their steps. Lord, today I pray and today I watch, because being with you is more than talking. It's living attentively to your movement. When the day is still promising and the sky is still shades of grey-blue, there is a divine invitation echoing in the hearts of those who decide to start everything with prayer. The invitation to trust. To trust not when everything has already been resolved, but when nothing has happened yet. This is the essence of morning faith, declaring total dependence even before we know for sure how the day will unfold. Lord, today I put my trust in you even before I see what awaits me outside. Before the emails, before the conversations, before the challenges, I choose to trust. And this choice is a powerful spiritual act because it defies the logic of anxiety and silences the noises within. To trust in the morning is to plant a seed of peace that will flourish over the hours. Lord, I don't need to be in control when I know you're in charge. I don't need all the answers when I rest in the one who has the end from the beginning. Trusting early on is like putting an invisible shield over your soul. Nothing that comes later can steal the stability of someone who started the day anchored in you. Today I choose not to despair in anticipation, not to chase the wind, not to try to solve what hasn't even begun yet. I choose to take a deep breath and say, God is with me. And if you are with me, Lord, then uncertainty loses strength, fear recedes, and even the greatest challenges become opportunities to see your hand at work. May my trust be the first action of the day, not a consequence of good news, but a declaration of faith regardless of the circumstances, because he who trusts at dawn stands firm until sunset. Morning prayer is like the first key that unlocks the doors of the day, and with it, we also make room to ask for direction. It's not just about crying out for protection or provision, but something even deeper, asking that every step have purpose, that every choice be guided by something greater than our own desires. Lord, before I decide, before I speak, before I act, I want to ask you for direction. Because I don't just want to walk, I want to walk to the right place. I don't just want to do a lot, I want to do what you want me to do. In a world that runs non-stop, that values haste and productivity over wisdom, stopping to seek divine direction at dawn is going against the grain. It's recognizing that without your gaze, even our best laid plans can take us far from what heaven has prepared. Lord, show me the way, even when everything seems confusing. Give me clarity when the options are too many. Touch my heart when I try to choose out of fear or vanity. Because I know that when you direct my steps, even obstacles become teaching, even delays carry meaning. Your direction is more than a map, it's an alignment of the heart with your purposes. So this morning, before any other voice tries to instruct me, lead me. May I be sensitive to your breath, obedient to your voice, steadfast even when the path seems uncertain. Because when the Lord directs, there is no mistake that will take me off course, no detour that is permanent. Whoever begins the day asking for direction ends the day in peace. There is a silent power in handing over the burdens of the day in the early hours, before they accumulate, before they take shape, before they become burdens that are difficult to carry. Morning prayer is the place where we lay down everything that threatens to rob us of our lightness. Lord, this morning I give you what hasn't even happened yet. I give you the anticipated worries, the fears that insist on hiding between commitments, the tensions that my body already senses, even without naming them. How often do we wake up already tired of something we haven't yet experienced? How many times does the heart wake up heavier than when it fell asleep? But today, first, I choose to cast on you what I cannot carry alone. Because you don't just see me, you sustain me. And in this surrender, there is freedom. I leave at your feet the relationships that still hurt, the decisions that make me sleepy, the results that I can't control. I also let go of my self-sufficiency, this futile attempt to appear strong all the time. Lord, take what is yours and what I insist on holding on to. Don't let me carry unnecessary burdens. Don't let me start this day bent over by worries that you already want to relieve. When I hand over the burdens to you, the soul breathes, the mind slows down, the body realigns itself, and the spirit finds space to hear clearly what heaven wants to say. May my morning prayer be that place of real surrender, where what burdens me finds relief, and where what paralyzes me gives way to trust. Because those who give up their burdens early on walk lighter the rest of the day. The silence of the morning holds a special invitation to listen, not just to talk to God, but also to learn to be quiet in order to listen to Him. In the midst of the prayers that go up, there is an answer that comes down, soft, discreet, but transformative. True prayer is not a monologue, it is a dialogue, and this dialogue is only complete when we are willing to listen with an awakened heart. Lord, this morning, after presenting you with my requests, my longings, and even my fears, I choose to be silent. I choose not just to pour out words, but to cultivate an inner space where your voice can be heard. Teach me to notice when you speak, even if it's in a whisper. Help me to understand that hearing your voice can happen in the details, in the sudden reminder of a promise, in the peace that invades without explanation, in the verse that echoes louder than before. The world trains us to speak, to act, to run, but heaven invites us to listen.